The DOTr has announced that public transportation in areas under General Community Quarantine, or GCQ, has resumed operations at reduced capacity to ensure compliance with the strict safety measures against the transmission of COVID-19. According to DOTr, 3 essential components are in the guidelines: safety, capacity, and coverage scope, which all permitted PUVs and transport terminals and operators must adhere. Under the safety component, drivers are subject to the mandatory use of face masks and gloves, while the vehicles, terminals, and even passengers should be thoroughly disinfected. Each mode of transportation is required to have a limit on its capacity and passenger load. For buses and jeepney, passenger load should not exceed 50% or half of the vehicle's capacity, excluding driver and conductor. For UV Express shuttles and taxis, passenger load should not exceed 2 passengers per row, except for the driver's row, where only 1 passenger is allowed. Tricycles, on the other hand, must not exceed 1 passenger in the sidecar, while backriding will not be allowed. Meanwhile, private car and motorcycle owners will be allowed to use their unit provided that these travels are essential as defined by the Interagency Task Force, or IATF. For private cars, only 1 passenger is allowed to occupy the front passenger seat, while front-facing seats shall not exceed 2 passengers per row. Motorcycle riders, on the other hand, are still prohibited from having backride passengers. The DOTr also noted that the use of bicycles and similar devices are highly encouraged, and LGUs are also encouraged to identify bike lanes or bike-only roads. LTFRB Chairman Martin Delgado III, for his part, said that PUVs with higher passenger capacity, such as buses, will be prioritized. Next are PUV Modernization Program compliant units, PUGs, UV Express, and tricycles. The DOTr stressed that sanctions are in place for private vehicle owners, PUV drivers and operators, and private or public transportation terminal operators who will violate the guidelines.